Hello again. Welcome back to Surface Noise. I'm John, by the way. And today I'm going to be showing off some of my favorite records from 1987. And we will get going in just a sec. And welcome back. 1987, I thought I'd show off some of the records that I like a lot that year. Maybe not the best of the year, but some of my favorites for sure. So here we go. All right. This is probably more in alphabetical order than anything. It's certainly not a top 10 or anything, but we'll start off with 10,000 Maniacs, In My Tribe, Natalie Merchant and all. So this one was the first album of 10,000 Maniacs I ever heard. I think I heard of them because of their connection with R.E.M. There was something there. Of course, Peter Buck's brother plays in 10,000 Maniacs too. This one has some great tracks though. This is a solid top to bottom. What's the Matter Here? Hey Jack Kerouac, Like the Weather. I mean, those are all absolute classics. Don't Talk. And they do a version of Peace Train on there, although I believe they stopped performing it. They may have even taken it off of the CD versions. I don't know about the vinyls, if they, the vinyl records, if they were able to remove it because of everything that happened with him. Things he said about Salman Rushdie and the bounty on his head. They weren't really too keen on doing Peace Train anymore. So, but anyway, that's the first album. Okay, next up we have The Cult, Electric, another solid top to bottom killer record right there. This is when The Cult started shifting into a slightly more metal phase, sort of like the classic 1970s styles, but saw them what was it? 3 times. Saw them open for Metallica. That was a crazy show. But I also saw them headlining on this tour with Guns N' Roses opening. So there's a whole bunch of really great shows. Wildflower, Peace Dog, Little Devil, Love Removal Machine. They do a version of Born to Be Wild. I mean, this is just great. It was a great summer record. At the time it was a tape. We would listen to it in the car, so we're driving around with a cassette, because that's how long ago this was. Next up, this is the Dukes of Stratosphere. This is Sonic Sunspot. Now, if you don't know, the Dukes of Stratosphere were a side band of XTC. Only put out 2 records. This was the final one. The first one was more of an EP anyway, I think 5 songs. But this is great. It just sounds like 60s psychedelic to me. Great tracks. You're My Drug. Brainiac's Daughter is a phenomenal song. Vanishing Girl, Have You Seen Jackie? You're a Good Man, Albert Brown. I mean, just it's all cool. And just such a cool cover too. It's amazing. So yeah, if you see it, I recommend this one. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Next up, another band from Georgia. This is Guadalcanal Diary. This is their album 2x4, their third. Another favorite. I think I saw them on this tour. Interesting thing about this one, the CD version, I believe they did a version of And Your Bird Can Sing, the Beatles track. They included it there. I've heard it, it's pretty good. But this has Litany, Life Goes On, Where Angels Fear to Tread, 3 a.m., Things Fall Apart, Little Birds, Say Please. Just great. Consistent. If you've heard their first 2, then you would probably like this as well, because it fits. It's a nice progression they made and stuff. So early on, they often they opened for R.E.M. on the Life Search Pageant tour. So that was pretty cool. And that's how I heard of them, because a friend went to that show. So next up, we have the Housemartins. This is The People Who Grin Themselves to Death. This is their second record. They only did a grand total of 2 anyway. A lot of singles though. They did do a kind of a singles compilation afterwards too, but they kept it pretty simple. It's on Go Discs. You might recognize, if you're not familiar with them, you might recognize the guy, the third one in. That's Norman Cook, also known as Fatboy Slim. So that's pretty cool. Kind of weird. He certainly transitioned away from, you know, sort of a pop, being in a pop band of sorts, to you know, electronic music. But hey, whatever works. And Petey Heaton, who of course went on to, after they dissolved this band, he went on to do The Beautiful South, and actually Dave Hemingway, the drummer there, he was also in The Beautiful South, so kind of neat. Songs like The People Who Grin Themselves to Death, of course. Light Is Always Green is a good song. Me and the Farmer, Five Get Overexcited, Build, and that's a great way to, it's the last track on there. It ends the record really good. So if you're interested, definitely one worth checking out. Next up, some John Cougar, Mellencamp. This is a great one. I have about 3 of his, but this is maybe 4. I know I have the one where it's just John Cougar and without the Mellencamp as well, the American Fool, I think. So it might be 4 records I have. But anyway, this is a pretty big record of the time. Paper and Fire, Check It Out, Cherry Bomb. This is very solid. He was on a good roll at the time. I think was the other one that came out around that, within that time frame. They had 3 or 4, I think, in a row that were just killer records. So here we go. That's another one, Lonesome Jubilee. Going in a completely different direction now. This is No Means No. Sort of, I guess, punk / post-punk out of, maybe not post-punk, but yeah, probably more punk than anything else. But anyway, No Means No from Victoria, Canada, BC. This is Sex Mad. And this is on Alternative Tentacles Records. Got a couple. I think this stuff is pretty hard to come by now. I wish I would have bought more of these records when I was getting this stuff, since I only have 3 of theirs. But the single on here was Dad, I believe. But the whole record was fast and aggressive and awesome. Only 3 guys in the band, the Wright brothers and the drummer, I can't remember his name now. But yeah, awesome record from 1987. Next up, R.E.M. So we got a lot of connections here. You got 10,000 Maniacs to Guadalcanal Diary, and they all kind of connect up with R.E.M. in some way or another. So yeah, this was their album from '87. This was their last one on IRS Records before they signed their big contract. They did also come out with Dead Letter Office, but that was like a B-sides collection. But the last studio record. Finest Work song, Welcome to the Occupation. Obviously the singles, The One I Love, and It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine. But this whole thing, top to bottom, is great. I think Welcome to the Occupation might be my favorite song on here. And they do Strange, which I believe is a cover of a Wire. If I'm not, I think it's a Wire song, but can't say for sure off the top of my head. But anyway, Document, another great R.E.M. record. And for those who are only like the IRS stuff, I guess that's the last great record for them. But this is Roger Waters, Radio Chaos. I only heard this a couple years ago, got it at a thrift store, and I like this as much as his Pink Floyd stuff. This is phenomenal, great. Just makes me want to hear more solo Roger Waters stuff. There we go. Great record. Glad I was able to get it, and especially the fact that I got it for a couple of bucks, I think. So always a good deal. Next, the debut record by Sinead OConnor. Her first 2 records were just smoking, just awesome, amazing records. This has Jackie, Mandinka, and Troy. Plus I Want Your Hands on Me was another. I think there was a single, if I'm not sure. But anyway, this whole thing is good, top to bottom. Amazing debut record, and yeah, it's unfortunate the way things have gone for her personally, but you know, this was an amazing record, and I return to it often. Finishing up, we have Sister, Sonic Youth. This is on, I believe this is on SST. Yes, SST. I bought this back in the 80s, whenever, 90s, I think, early 90s, when I was getting into Sonic Youth. I bought Goo, and then I just went to seek out their older stuff. So I managed to get probably represses, but you know, there's still early represses of this one. It's nice to have. It's the inner sleeve, it's like that. I'm trying to recall. You can't find any song titles unless you pull out the actual record. And this has Schizophrenia. I remember that. That one is the one's Catholic Block. The whole thing's Hot Wire My Heart. But Schizophrenia, I remember, because I think there's really good drumming in that, if I recall. It has some really good sounds to it. And I remember they opened for R.E.M. on the Monster Tour, and Schizophrenia was one of the songs they did, even though most of the stuff, they were touring on the Washing Machine records, so most of the stuff was a little more recent, but they did a couple of of their 80s indie rock type stuff, you know, so it was nice to hear. And Schizophrenia was one of the songs they did in their short set in a big arena. I don't know how many people were that interested in Sonic Youth at that time, but in that crowd at least, but hey, it was awesome to see. Got to see them a couple times. I think 3 times I saw Sonic Youth, so always good. So that's my list of some of my favorites from 1987. I hope you liked it. If you did, you can always like and subscribe. I appreciate that. I have a website, surfersnoise.ca. That'll be a link in the description. And other than that, have an amazing day, and I will see everyone in the next video.